This week, starting today, this is the beginning of a remarkable week of remembrance. As the bells of Big Ben mark midday, as the skies above London prepare for a majestic flypast, the United Kingdom enters into the 80th anniversary commemorations of Victory in Europe Day, VE Day. It's a moment not only of national pride, but of collective memory. 80 years ago, on the 8th of May 1945, Britain, along with her allies, witnessed the unconditional surrender of Nazi Germany, ending the most catastrophic event or conflict that Europe has ever known. And this week is not a mere celebration, it's a commemoration of resilience, of sacrifice, of an entire generation's determination never to let tyranny win. And this morning, over 1,300 members of Britain's armed forces are preparing to process through central London, passing from Parliament to Buckingham Palace, and among them poignantly will be members of the Ukrainian army, symbolising solidarity in the face of present-day aggression. Above, the skies are being claimed not by birds, but by history, as squadron leader Dan Wilkes and over 20 aircraft, including a World War II Lancaster bomber and the dazzling Red Arrows, have spent 8 painstaking months preparing the aerial choreography. Wilkes has said that coordinating this fly past has been like herding cats, a tribute to the complexity of precision and the gravity of getting it right. The logistics have included negotiating airspace with Heathrow, synchronising jet speeds from different eras, and rehearsing again and again at RAF Briars Norton. But it's more than theatre. The flypast is a visual hymn to those who flew before and fell. And at Buckingham Palace, King Charles and Queen Camilla are joined by the Prince and Princess of Wales, Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and crucially veterans, and inside the palace they will host 50 men and women who lived through the war. They're not merely guests, they are history. 100-year-old Normandy veteran Alan Kennett has the honour of beginning today's procession. He will receive the torch of peace, a symbolic flame handed down the generations before leading the march. And this evening in Castle Street in Liverpool, pipes and drums will echo through the city, blending celebration with solemnity. But the crown jewel of today's commemorations will be the voice of Sir Winston Churchill, recreated appropriately by the actor Timothy Spall, booming across the capital with the words, "This is your victory. Not his, not the government's, yours, ours, the people's." And this week is not just about looking back in reverence, it's about recognising that peace is not inherited, it's earned. Dennis Bishop, the 99-year-old RAF veteran, said poignantly, "It's important to remember some of those poor devils who didn't make it out alive." And one such memory is that of the Canadian Padre Albert McCreary, who was killed trying to rescue wounded German soldiers just hours before the war ended. His act is not one of strategy but of mercy. His story, like so many others, reminds us that even in the twilight of war, humanity can shine. King Charles, echoing this ethos, will deliver a speech on Thursday at Horse Guards Parade and again at a nationally broadcast concert that evening. His message is expected to be one of gratitude, resolve and unity, not merely among Britons, but across the Commonwealth and Europe. So we need to remember this. VE Day was not the end of history, it was the beginning of a responsibility to guard peace, to challenge extremism, to honour the silent courage of ordinary people who did extraordinary things. So this week, we lower our flags not in defeat but in remembrance. We look skyward as aircraft roar overhead, not as symbols of war but of vigilance, and we prepare ourselves for Thursday, when Westminster Abbey will once again become the national conscience, as a service of thanksgiving invites silence, music and reflection. In 1945, the late Queen Elizabeth slipped into the crowds as a 19-year-old, dancing in anonymity and linking arm in arm with strangers, swept up in a tide of joy, doing the hokey cokey, I believe. And today, 80 years on, we honour her memory and the memory of millions linked, again, not by arms but by gratitude, lest we forget.